Welcome back to, well, the last days of Spain and Hearts of Iron 4 with the Hearts of Iron 4 with the World Ablaze mod. This is Gamer1745, and we're taking a look at possibly my replacement mod, possibly as my favorite mod for Hearts of Iron 4. Mostly because it doesn't do the wackiness that we're still seeing in Black Ice. But I was already asked, what's my verdict? I don't have a verdict yet, not until I actually really fight a proper battle out with France and see how the Soviet invasion goes. Not that I feel I need to crush Soviet Union in, one season, but if it goes like the Black Ice and, oh yeah, you move 2 provinces in Lithuania, well, you're starving for supplies now, you can't go anywhere, can't do anything. Yeah, as long as it's not that BS or something. It very well may turn out to be the my sort of favorite mod here. Okay, August 38. We don't really need that Tiger 1P or whatnot research right now, but that would be good. So let's do that. And let's start a little bit of a building program down here. Let's build a radar/radio listening station there. Let's build one down in Tyrol so we can sort of look into northern Italy. And we'll build one here to sort of look out that way. We'll build some more when we conquer some other territories up there, but hopefully those will be pretty quick to build. What are you getting with that thing that you said you would do for me? Oh, I think so, and I think it's up there, and I have the link, and someone else already has a copy of that. Hit me up just at the end of the live, after we're done with the live stream, on Discord or something, and I'll get you the link for it. If my cryptics statements sound correct for what I think we're talking about, I hope they do. But it was just done actually earlier this morning, late last night, whatever. Okay. We'll do 3 factories of condors. Okay, now that you're here, attack. Since why aren't you attacking? There you go. Since attacking urban environments is the best thing to do with armored fighting units. Of course not, but yeah. Yeah, we'll do one more for now at least. Of synthetic. They're going to take a long time to build. But whatever. I think they'll be useful. Central planning, nice. Now, do we want to go shock and awe? Of course, the term wasn't coined until the second Gulf War, I guess is what you want to call it, taking out Saddam Hussein. Soft attack. I think we'll go this. It was a close choice. Oh yeah, no, we need to, I think is what, presume what you're talking about. You know, what, you keep changing these symbols on me. Here, yes. No, I do know we need to go to that and then increase levels as time goes on. Absolutely. Partially, well, I wanted to get radios so that I can add radios to units. I wanted to get... We are in September. Well, I'm going to wait. Yeah, now's a good time to do this. There we go. Doing it now. Yep. No longer get the Yugoslavian aircraft. Okay. Whatever. Minor help, that. Get back over to here. Zeroing artillery. Yeah, let's strike down there. Madrid itself is well fortified. Here, okay. I guess that's the option to take there. Before I click on that, let's see. Okay, well, we're doing good with a lot of that stuff. Okay, anti-air, that may be enough to start. Artillery, heavy artillery, infantry equipment, heavy infantry equipment. We might be able to convert a few units over to heavy. Or regular infantry battalions. Dual fighters, patrol aircraft, tactical bombers. Okay. Yeah, let's look over here at our infantry division. Let's see if we can just convert that to regular for the whole army. Okay, we only have 5,000 we need, and we need 6,000 and some. So, yeah, let's do that. And that then tells me I'm going to dump in a whole another 5. Where here? There we go. Oh, we need to hit this up again. I keep forgetting to do that. I think we can still maybe catch up to British. Okay, combined arms. Nice, they'll give me some research bonuses. Aggressive artillery. Yeah, well, don't know how much we still need to do on that, but okay. First Vienna Award. Fate of Czechoslovakia. Alliance with Italy. No, I don't necessarily like that I gotta go through this to get to flat towers. If I wanted flat towers. I don't see why the Siegfried line and flat towers are a prerequisite. Okay, well, let's see, that would aeronautics funding, that would reduce, okay, we're going to do this. I want to get aircraft cheaper to build. No, it won't be yet, but how many days, 12 days, and we can dump another one in there. Well, yeah, I get that, but that really isn't much of a thing, because I have sort of looked at development. Now, part of the West Wall building program, but is not here. I'm going to check and make sure I'm not incorrect. Okay, just land forts here, and more land forts here. Okay, Siegfried Line. I think that's what the Allies called it. The Germans, I've always seen it West Wall. There's a whole Luftflank zone, or whatever you want to say, behind the West Wall in this sort of area that was developed along with the West Wall. Now, it is not a lot of heavy concrete bunkers. A lot of the plans that I've seen and the few photos, they are, flak 88s dug into pits that have like log, hand cut sort of log walls, to keep the earth stabilized and have somewhat underground. I mean, not like deep underground, but just sort of protected by the earth. Ammo storage in, sort of little side bunkers, if you will, or whatever. So I'm not saying that there isn't concrete poured on some of them, but a lot of it is just sort of used non-concrete products, but it's a lot of flat guns in this sort of area. I have this covered in Third Reich events. That's why I sort of know about it. So there's that as part of those sort of West Wall developments, mostly up in this area here. And yes, as time goes on, they strengthen the West Wall and expand it up along the Belgian border up to basically to there, just, the west side of the Rhine. And so, yeah, they're expanding all of that. Now, they're doing that before, well, the early parts are doing it before coming into Czechoslovakia and getting to Sudetenland. Once they get to Sudetenland, they examine the fortifications, and their intelligence, I know, tells them that the fortifications that the Czechs build here are based on the Maginot fortifications, and even some of the designers or whatever, the Maginot Line, come over to Czechoslovakia to help them build their fortifications, help them design them, kind of thing, not physically get out there and, shovel earth or anything, but get them designed. So they do a lot of testing, firing at some of the bunkers with different, artillery pieces, flak 88s, whatever, and examining them, and how much damage they can take, examining them on fields of fire. So they've sort of learned a lot by digging into the Czech forts before the war starts in the west. And so that's sort of giving them all the concrete that they need, concrete building knowledge. And so just expanding isn't elaborating, isn't making it bigger or more. And so the flak towers, they're sort of their own thing, and I don't know whether they're wasteful. I sort of think they are. I don't know in game terms. But, so, I could see level 1, organization tote getting used to doing all of the production kind of thing. But level 2, if you're just like, oh, we don't want to be bombed, is different than we need more than level 3 defenses kind of thing. So, just, I don't know. Two different things. Because see, if I think I'm going to crush France, and it's more than just expanding the lineup to Belgium and the Netherlands, which Germany did. Did we take these guys, or what's going on here? Where are we still fighting? Looks like we took the territory, or I guess not. Not yet. And because I believe in choices, yeah, I really think, you know, if you want a sort of locked down game, if you will, of history, you know, get something like Gary Grigsby's War in the East or War in the West, and it's looking at a particular front, and so you get sort of what's given available to the German commander in the front. But when you're looking at this high of level, the top level grand strategy game, you sort of kind of go, hey, well, they made the mistake doing X, so I don't want to do X. Now, maybe, you know, some things are interrelated for sure, but the idea, and again, let's look at flak towers, decisions to build in Hamburg, Frankfurt, Berlin, Vienna. Yeah, see, the idea that you're wanting to protect Berlin and Vienna from bombardment doesn't necessarily mean that you want to have a super strong border fortifications. I don't see how they are, you know, dependent upon the other. Bases on two fronts, very nice, and let's come over here, and then we want to get aeronautic funding to get national spirit, which will help us produce more fighters at less cost. Germany was anyway ahead with, oh yeah, no, they were some of the better concrete developers. Oh yeah. The experience in fortifying the border made it easier for them to fortify Vienna and Berlin effectively. Yeah, well, hello, Jackal Park. I don't know. Jackal will just tell you. Well, that was sort of the thought on YouTube Nilg was having. Just if you don't know, I'm watching both the chat from Twitch and or YouTube. Watch it wherever you wish to. The flak towers are sort of an independent. Each are independent. They're not you know, linked together like the bunker system sort of was. Nothing terribly elaborate. There's a lot of concrete element. They're really tall up in the sky. One of them still is mostly in existence, and there's another one that's sort of kind of buried, I think, in Berlin. Yeah, I'm just not buying that. You know, level 1 I could see. You know, basic level of the fortifications, but level 2 I'm just not buying that. Build factories and assembly at building locations. Yeah, organization tote gets pretty good at a lot of that stuff. Okay, we'll get that done. Oh, observation from Spain. What we'll do next? Yes, we get our volunteers back. Very nice. We'll give them the new Panzer Division there. Ah, good, Jackal. That was the whole idea. because I am very much, quite honestly, comparing this to Black Ice World Ablaze. So if you're a Black Ice player, you should know about this. Not saying you should play this instead of Black Ice yet, but we're still looking into that. What would be better if the fortification focus gave you initial level 1 fort in those areas, and then gave National Spirit that ticked down, and then it would give the next level after a certain period of time it would take to play. Okay, Tingle, I think I'm calling you, well, Isolde. Tingle, I'm sure I'm butchering that. I do it sort of differently. When the mod that's unreleased for Hearts of Iron 4 or my Hearts of Iron 3 mod, which is released for Black Ice, you start the program in Hearts of Iron 4. It is started with a, where is it? A national focus, build West Wall. And it starts an event chain that takes years to complete. And it has costs involved, but it gives you the forts. So it isn't like, hey, click this, get free forts after, however many days. So it is integrated to the national focus, but it's an event chain, and you do have decisions to make how much you want to expand it, both in how strong it is in a particular area, and then do you want to expand it up along the the borders with, Luxembourg, Belgium, the Netherlands. Do you want to expand it? Do you want to build the Luftflak zone in the rear area here? And there are, again, they're not like flak towers as part of that. It's just sort of entrenched, mostly flak 88 guns and entrenchments and set up around there. So do you want to build those? And so it's a whole progression that takes multiple years to have it happen. It's how I do it, or how I've done it. Okay, you're familiar with, okay, Hoi 3 Black Ice, yes. Now I'm comparing this to Hoi 4 Black Ice, which I have some serious problems with right now. I really like a lot of what they've done with it, but I'm having serious problems. So I'm looking at this as a Hoi 4 Black Ice killer. Go threaten the Czechs some more. They need good threatening. Hoi 3 Black Ice is still my favorite. But there's serious problems. I mean, anybody who's played Hoi 3 Black Ice or whatever should know there's still serious problems that will never be fixed. Because unless someone buys Hoi 3, that's one if you want to win the lottery, and then buy Hoi 3 from Paradox, including the ability to get in there and alter the code and all that stuff and have it built right. Yeah, unless someone's going to do that, it's never going to be fixed. They're not going to do it, that's for sure. I guess we'll do that. So our only hope of one day a better game is Hoi 4. Notice I said hope. It's not a guarantee. It's not that I'm thinking, oh, it's going to be, just give them time. That's what I thought originally. Because I knew more than most people on some of the stuff, but proved Enigma nice, but I'm not going to do that now. I don't know that I want to do that now. Oh, observation from Spain, that's what I was going to do. Just 7 days, but it's a little research bonus. I'm sure if you give them enough money, they would, let you hire a team to get in and fix Hoi 3. The observations from Spain. We observed Spain. Things happened. Okay, tank drop. 35 days, 35 days. Okay, yeah, I think it's time for the first Vienna Awards. That's their current direction, unfortunately. I don't know. Doing one thing doesn't exclude doing another, but I'm heartened by the research or the spy improvements, which I'm not bothering with right now. Not that they're perfect by any means, but that they've done sort of some good work here there. Okay, we will wait a little bit, I think, and start digging into all these 39 stuff here in a few days. Don't think you got Paradox entirely figured out just because of some stuff. It's not that you're wrong. Don't want to say that, but it's like a pendulum. This is how I see it. And personalities are involved. I don't know if you know this, but Paradox is opening up a development studio. I understand, unless I've just sort of seen tweets about it, so I don't know any concrete stuff. But they're opening a Paradox a studio in Spain, and my understanding, and again, I could be entirely wrong about this. Hey, OCB. I'm doing good. How are you doing today? In Spain, and that's, I think, mainly because Johan wants to move to Spain. Now, maybe that's just all misinformation, just trolling or something like that. But they might be opening stuff up in Spain, because I think some of the devs are tired of living in Sweden for whatever reason. Maybe just the cold winters. But, and are thinking of moving to Spain. So I don't know what that means for the future. And so I think some of what they're doing is based upon what certain trusted devs want to do. Johan, who led the development of Hearts of Iron 4, we know all how fucked up that was. Now, Podcat takes over after its release. And he worked very heavily on it during its production. He was the actual sort of lead person doing it, but Johan oversaw it. Then, after Hearts of Iron 4 is released, Johan moves over and really sort of leads the Imperator Rome game development, and we know how bad that was. And so, yeah, Imperator Rome, and now they've just released the Meander, Meander, or however you say it, mostly free. There's also, you can get the pre-release stuff for a little bit of money, I guess, or something. the meander stuff. So now it's finally getting good, I think. I just sort of scratched the surface of the new release version. So that was, I think they recognized that. I mean, they knew when they released Hearts of Iron 4, it was not ready to go. It's just, I think the bean counters at the company at again, they're sort of two corporate entities. There's Paradox Development Studio. These are the guys that make the games. There's Paradox Interactive. That's the company that oversees it. Now, Paradox Interactive also released games made by other developers, that don't work for Paradox. I think the bean counters and again, take this as I think, because I don't have any direct inside knowledge. I think it was the people at Paradox Interactive forced out, for one reason or another. I don't want to speculate too much on the reasons, because it's just speculation, so I don't want to start any sort of incorrect rumors. But the major stated release reason is they announced the release, or they announced the game too early, and it had been announced and it had gone on so long, we just got to release it. To me, that's half bullshit. I think there's some truth there, but I think there's more to it than that. But again, it would just be pure wild-ass speculation, so I'm not going to do it as to why. But they released Hearts of Iron 4 before it is ready. And Hearts of Iron 4 has stated, or I mean, it made them state now, Paradox will not officially announce a game existing until it is truly in the beta stage. Until they think at least they think it's in the beta stage. Which means basically it's feature complete. They're just, tweaking, fixing bugs, working on the features, tweaking them and whatnot, but it's feature complete. And so they learned that, and then they released Imperator Rome, which is basically one game they can't go, oh, you've stripped out all the stuff to then sell it all back in DLCs. Was what they claimed on 4, which is, from my actual knowledge, not what happened. It's just they started from scratch. They got from point A to point C, which had this number of features, and then they released the game, and it was going to continue to develop. They didn't have a game and then remove things to then sell it later. They just hadn't built the things like the spy network yet. So, and because it takes money, meaning time for people to sit in desks building the game, that costs money. They need to have money incoming to continue to develop the project. Money's a key statement there for some of my previous stuff, but that's just a guess. So they needed to do this. Well, Imperator Rome was seen as a sort of new fresh game, but it was such bland. I mean, it was, at release, the AI worked, unlike Hearts of Iron 4, in my opinion. And it had a really good skeleton that was doing really well, but it was just bland. It just had no flavor to it. Now they've added a lot of flavor in. It's gotten a lot better. The previous, whatever it was called, release just before this last one, is what I sort of kind of think it should have been at release. So it was sort of bland, and they realized the problems with that. And everybody, now I don't know for Vicky 3 and the other one, Crusader Kings 3, whether they were in beta when they announced them or not, but everybody knew that they were in development. They just didn't admit it because of things and reasons, but everyone knew that they were in development. So, again, from my understanding for Paradox Development Studio is they need to have a reasonably talented team to work on something new, like Victoria 3. And Victoria 3, to the best of my knowledge, is a completely new game with an old, name and an old sort of theme, but they're going in and building it from scratch. It's not just tweaking the old stuff. I'll look at OCB here in a minute. So the development there is, that way. Now, trying to port like this game to phone/tablet version, well, that's just a programming challenge that may be very significant, but it's not like trying to develop a new game. So it's a different sort of set of talents. And so if you already have a game that you think is popular, like Hearts of Iron 4, and you go, hey, it's sort of simplistic, we could have it put a mobile version of it. And if we can get it built, yeah, I don't blame them for trying that. And that can make you think that they're just going for the Chinese mobile market or something like that. And whether that works out for you or not, technologically or financially, I don't know. But that doesn't mean that they are not going to try to do some more serious games. It's just what the production team are and what's yeah, 4 job openings. Barcelona. Okay, yeah. Studios, their latest edition Paradox. Thank you, OCB. And I think also Frank is going to move down there as well, because he sort of stepped away from being, you know, the CEO, though he's still involved in the company, and still sort of, my understanding, he wanted to get back to doing creative new ideas instead of just running a business. And he still has his ownership stake, to the best of my knowledge. Frank Westerner or Westernheimer, I forget how you, you know, the former CEO. I think he just got tired of running the business. He still owns, to the best of my knowledge, all of whatever stock he ever owned in it. He just is no longer the CEO, and now went to sort of like special projects manager or something. Again, I probably have some of that wrong in detail, but doing that stuff. And I think he's also moving to Barcelona as well, along with Johan, which I gather I know they've known each other for a long time. I gather they're friends. I mean, I don't know them that well. I sort of interacted with them a little bit, just a little bit. I want to stress that. Yeah, art lead, producer, programmer, content designer are the 4 jobs. Great. So yeah, I don't know what they're producing down there, but I'm guessing it's a Johan development. I'm guessing Johan has passed off Imperator Rome to whoever he's done. I'm just not following it closely. They may have announced all this. I just don't follow it that much. And so, yeah, that's sort of what will be the custodian developer. Oh, okay. So they're gonna continue EU4 brand down there. Okay, I didn't even read that far in your previous paragraph. Yes. And EU4. Do you need an EU5? You know, other than simply selling you another game, is there at this time a reason for an EU5? I don't know. I've played EU4 some, but I don't know. Yeah, I used to play the hell out of EU and then EU2 way back in the day, and I love it. It just, I don't play it for the channel because nobody watches the videos if I put them up there. Yes, IKB, I get you there. Okay, we have possibilities of inviting a faction in. I guess we will invite faction. They will accept. Yay. We now have Italy. Alliance with Italy was bypassed. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Let's see now that we've done it. That is somewhere. Alliance with Italy. Okay, so yeah. Good there. Fate of Czechoslovakia coming very soon because we need to select a national focus. So I guess we'll fade out Czechoslovakia. Let's look over here. Let's hit this again. Push ahead on that. And we are in January, so now we can do some research without penalties. We're going to come over here. Yeah, construction speed, we can push ahead on that one. And factory output, we'll do that as well. Yeah, not today because I don't think I'm going to play much longer. But war is coming. We don't want to dash everybody's hopes. We did have the obviously minor sort of fracas down in Spain to watch. A couple of panzer divisions driving around. And then my brilliant use of cutting off of Madrid. And I think a lot of people like it. It's just that this game, people play it faster than sort of playing it meticulous. That at least the way I play with all the rich environment of Hearts of Iron 3. Do you know, well, I don't know if it's a good question to ask, is do you like the slower pace, slower clock? I mean, you can slow the clock speed down, obviously, but more to sort of do for Hearts of Iron 3? Now, some of it is just literally the sort of, tweaking all the little, production slider bullshit that just drives me up the wall. I so much wish they had a setting that like a, set, how much to build, the different, some of the stuff, just put it on auto and it'll just do minimum required, reinforcement replacement production. Okay, yeah, whatever's required, just put it there and leave it there. Now I could manually decide to go down if I want to focus on something else, building, an air force, and just who cares about the, upgrade of infantry divisions or vice versa or something like that if I wanted to focus on a particular thing. Yeah, but otherwise I wish some of that micromanage would go away. And this again gets back to the earlier topic of paradox and the pendulum. I was sort of going there. Is people complained a lot about real problems with Hearts of Iron 3. So the pendulum swings radically the other direction for Hearts of Iron 4. Is to sort of run away from things like supply. Run away, supply's awful. So instead of having supply and trying to fix it, they just, we don't need supply, let's get the fuck away from it. So there's that pendulum thing that they do sometimes. And so that's some of their problems. I know 3 players are in the minority, so I'll never vote for you. Quick, something like draws. Yeah, well, I like both, Kane. Maybe build a few dockyards. I could build dockyards. I'm just, with this playthrough, I'm not really planning a naval campaign too much, just because it's going to be sort of, the naval's going to be Mediterranean, taking the Mediterranean, and it's going to be Russia and France. This is just more of a test playthrough. If I really wanted more dockyards, I would be doing naval rearmament, naval effort, and expand dockyard facilities. I just sort of ignored those. Soul XP. Just because it's not going to be a major focus of this. At least that's not my plan. Army Theorist, von Manstein, tank experience. Darian. We'll do... Yeah, okay, air. Maybe I should have done Guderian. I don't know. I like Guderian as a theorist as well. Okay, another big batch. I always seem to be chasing things like heavy infantry equipment or artillery or something with this mod. Again, I'm not necessarily saying building dockyards is a bad idea. Just on this playthrough, it's just not going to be a big focus of things. U.S. embargoes our country. This is something that I have a serious problem with. The U.S. did not embargo Germany at this time in January 39. There's no reason. They were having some disputes with Germany over the United States has imposed a complete embargo on us following our recent political actions. Yeah, this is bullshit. This is effing bullshit. They're to the best of my knowledge, unless you give me an actual reference of either overtaking, because all we've done is so far, and I don't know what's caused this thing. Austria? Yeah, it was a German invasion, but hey, they voted very highly for it. Yeah, they did take Czech territory, but that was the German speaking peoples that really overwhelmingly wanted to join the Reich. Yeah, at this time they were still fighting in Spain, but that was sort of covert action. Yeah, this is complete bullshit. Yeah, it is. They only really start embargoing China later than this. I mean, embargoing Japan over China, but that's that. And then start doing it once the war breaks out, because I'd have to look, but it's 38, 39. There's problems with Germany financially. There's some stuff going on. So I've looked into this for my mod. That for a while they called the U.S. ambassador, recalled the U.S. ambassador to Germany back to the U.S., but it's all over payments for loans that the U.S. gave to Germany to pay off the reparations after World War One, and the U.S. wanting to be paid back, and Germany was dragging its feet, that kind of thing. And so they sort of wanted the trade going. Yeah, no, this is just BS entirely, as far as I'm concerned. Okay, yeah, I guess we're putting the and okay, now that we're doing this, we're going to put the squeeze on the puppet state and do that historically. And even that doesn't get the U.S. that upset, because hey, there's still, Slovakia and whatnot. Reassert Eastern claims. Yes, we need to do that, but maybe not immediately. Okay, auxiliary auto bond, 42 days. This is a fatigue. I'll jump that up. Oh, what are we go down? What are we currently at 40? Yeah. Let's see if this goes down because of taking Czechoslovakia. No, I'm still at 40. Well, that's nice. Yeah, I'm getting more and more frustrated with this economic fatigue BS. I get their point to it, but I think it's just way overstating what was going on. Do we want to start producing a Panzer Force? Yeah, I guess we'll do that for the fun of it. Yeah. No, just playing through. We're not doing multiplayer right now. Silly cross spray. Silly cone spray. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. I'm sure I am. Don't mean to. Why do you produce nothing but coastal submarines, gamer? Well, because I really don't care about naval production right now. That's sort of the simple answer. And when I was producing them, it's the current best type that we have, because I've not done any research when it comes to naval things. So I have not researched any improved classes of submarines. So that's why. Oh, I don't know what toy jet's going on in my precious Navy. Oh, okay. So yeah, we're not worrying about the Navy much. Yeah, I get that, Tingle. I just think they're overdoing it. And as I said before, and they say they are building for post 45 events, I guess, or if you're going to play longer or whatever. I'm not exactly sure. I think they're just overdoing it. Oh, we should also do a central one, I think. Yeah, we'll put it here in Berlin. Central radar. Yeah, if you're gonna continue to play beyond, mid 1940 without going to war, that makes sense. But if I was just looking at, yeah, if you were to continue to pump out stuff beyond 1940 and not go to war, then you have more of a point, and that's where I would start to agree with them. This is why I say they're not, compared to some of the stuff that I'm just calling total BS on. They have a point. It just, I think, is overstated, overdone, as far as I can tell, with the economic situation. But that's just my reading of history so far. Auxiliary Autobahn, good, though it's hurt our economy, which I would sort of say it should help the economy, but then that's me. Yeah, we'll do this. Now, hey, thanks for following the channel. Do appreciate it. And if you're over on YouTube, you can hit the subscribe button. Okay. Where is it here? Yeah, am I looking right? No. Prepare Barbarossa, Danziger War. War planned west. Okay. Here's another thing that I really don't like here. I think it's here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Once you go to war with Poland, you get an event that delays your attack into the west. And I think that is rather bad. Because it says does not have national spirit, lack of offensive plans. That you don't have it now, but once you go to war with Poland through, Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact and Danziger War, you get that thing, and that takes like 3 months, 90 days to come off, or something like that, and it really, I think, is inappropriate because Yeah, I don't know if I should give a quick history lesson. Basically, it was sort of a like, oh shit, you've got a week to go get ready and go to war with Poland, because we're just going to have our separate little war with Poland, and then, oh fuck, France and Britain, declare war on us. Well, I don't think that is, do you have to make Hitler's mistakes? Do you have to do that? Can you go like, oh, well, we got the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact, and yeah, come this spring, Molotov, we're invading Poland, so be ready, and plan for a possible war with France and Britain, and have those things ready to go. They're forcing you to have the problem, and I don't like that. Because they didn't have, the plan set up. That's true, but that doesn't mean you can't. It's not an unreasonable thing to presume to develop some of those plans. So I just sort of look at that as being an artificial thing. And also, it's not just that they didn't have the plans, so it took them a long time to develop them. It was also freaking winter, and they didn't want to invade in winter. So even though they did come up with plans, and I don't know exactly that, and they came up with the first set of plans and finalized it. Yes, this is what we're going to do. Oops. The airplane with the plans landed in another country. Maybe the Allies got a hold of those plans. We better do something different. So then they come up with, the Manstein plan and change it. So it's sort of like, an oopsie moment that they do that. And so that delays it even more. But I, in no way, because there were negotiations going on for what to do in the West between Hitler and the generals, and between different factions of the generals, and what to do. And part of it, because Hitler wants to go right away. Once Poland is done, they defeated Poland and they're at war here, Hitler wants to move fast and go. The army is like, oh shit, no, wait. It's winter. We can't go now. Oh, we don't have we're working on the plans. And they just sort of drag their feet because they're not ready. They're afraid of war. But also it's because it's winter. And so they really don't want to go. And even Hitler goes, yeah, it's winter. We don't quite do, good invasions in the middle of winter. Then, of course, later on, hey, yeah, it's winter. Let's do an invasion. It's, the Battle of the Bulge. So, yeah, we'll do this, increase our production efficiency cap. Okay, medium tanks. We need more medium tanks. I'm going to get a bunch more medium tanks. So yeah, I think it's artificially done. Because I like to invade Poland in spring. And, 30, 60 days later, whatever it is, by the time you get your army over to the west, invade France in summer. And spring of 1940. Okay, Zog submits to Italy. So now Italy's expanded. And see, right now, if Mussolini were smart, I'm not saying he's dumb, but if he made the smart moves, and right now, go to no more wars, just sit there and be peaceable. Sit there and be peaceable. He's got a colony down here that he can more or less control, so he has local allies. He's crushed all Arab resistance in Libya. Well, actually, before him, it's crushed. The Italian Royal Army does it before Mussolini comes to power. And he's expanded into Albania, has a bunch of the coastline here. If he were just to stop and stay at peace, at some point, yeah, I think Italy would have lost the African colonies, but I think we would see all this as still as Italy today. And maybe even places like Rhodes and some of the other little islands out there. Okay, we can do some research more. Resource efficiency gain. I think that's maybe the best for the moment. Okay, I think we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for liking the videos. If you haven't already, please subscribe, follow, post comments below. See you next time for more Yes, more hearts of